this. That I would leave my husband and I would go with him. And I couldn't understand why I had these dreams. And it was really annoying because I have no feelings towards my ex-boyfriend. And I would wake up and I'd be like so upset that I had these dreams. And I had a friend do a therapy session for me. And what came out was that in a soul level, this man was literally obsessed with me at a soul level. So we can become obsessed with people at a soul level, and we are trying to clear that in our dreams. In a dream state, we're clearing that relationship. It's like our mind is working, our subconscious mind is working to clear things up for us. So in our conscious mind, we are more clear. So once I did the therapy, she was able to clear that up, and I didn't have dreams about him ever again. But knowing that could happen, that we're dreaming about certain peoples in certain times, it's because we sometimes have that attachment to them. I don't believe in cord cutting. I believe in cord pulling, and then filling that energy up with golden light, because I believe if you cut something, it's going to keep growing and growing and growing. That's something that we could practice as well if we're feeling some kind of sadness. Also, maybe there's something that needs to be healed there, some forgiveness, something in a deeper level that we are holding some type of emotion, and that's the reason why it comes out.
Yeah, to me, it's Nam Shakti, that was beautiful, by the way. But to me, it's the soul, the way that the soul communicates is through symbol and through emotion and through feelings. And, you know, in the dream world is like, to me, is like direct communication from the soul. And so, you know, I love what Caroline Myss says. You guys know who Caroline Myss is? She's a teacher that I've read tons of her books, and she says that, you know, strong emotions call the soul to ritual. And so you know, that's what, you know, in my experience and the work that I do, it's always like the strong emotions are what is calling us to some kind of ritual, some kind of action, some kind of, you know, revelation. And so you have that strong emotion, and it's like your soul is like trying to get you to pay attention. So that's what I would say.
Yeah, I stick with the same. Well, I agree. Yeah, those are great, amazing points, you guys, you beautiful women. Sorry. Um, I agree, and I also think that a lot of times it is, as you said, Nam, soul contract. Even though the word contract, I agree with you as well. It's too binding, and it's too defining, and it's too limiting. But I do believe that there is either a soul contract or past life, past or present, when there's a huge emotion involved. So I don't know who asked the question, Gia. Who was it that asked that question?
Tina.
Christina?
Tina. Just Tina.
Tina. Ah, okay. So is Tina watching us?
I think so. She says she feels sadness after the dream. I do think she's still watching, yes.
The sadness is just a emotion that comes from anger, actually, from a deeper sense of anger. So maybe identifying to see where there might be some anger that has evolved into sadness with that relationship.
He said yes, but I think it was yes, she's watching. So we'll see if he says anything else. And Gabby came on, who the grandmother dream, but she missed her dream. So you just, about 10 minutes previous to wherever we are, there, Gabby, and this is where you can find the part about your dream, just so you know. She's watching with us now. So Anna has another comment question. So she has a hard time with the sleeping to waking transition. I linger with a dream hangover for a long period of time while I'm laying in bed. Any advice on that morning transition period? I sleep hard, and I dream vividly.
So I didn't understand what you said, Gia. I'm sorry.
You want me to read it again? Okay.
But just the last part where you said she has a hard time transitioning from sleep into waking and remembering her dreams. Is that what it was?
You know, she said, I linger with a dream hangover for a long period of time while I'm laying in bed. Any advice on that morning transition period? I sleep hard and dream vividly. Anybody on that one?
I would say, Anna, I wonder if, are you writing your dreams down when you get up in the morning? That always really is, I find, to be very useful. It's a kind of way to transition from the dream world into the waking world. If you write it down, it's a way to kind of release it.
Great advice.
I don't know what she means by a dream hangover. What's a dream hangover?
He says, I'm stuck in half dream state, half awake for a long time.
Ah.
What time is she going to sleep? I mean, is she getting her proper hours of sleep? Is she?
I know her, and I know she's a night owl.
Oh, there you go. That's why. Yeah, so if she would get like a schedule where she can actually get her full 8 hours at least, or depending on her body type according to Ayurveda, the amount of sleep that she actually needs. And if she will go to sleep before 10 p.m., it's actually really good for her, since those are the times where the body gets the most rest. I know that when I go to sleep late, I do end up, and I have to wake up early, I do wake up with that hangover where I don't want to wake up when I'm so stuck in my dream state. And it's actually hard because I realize that I'm even more tired during the daytime.
Yeah, so I would say too, for that, I agree with both of you, but I also think that she needs to, well, it might be invisible. How do you say it in English? Oh, so I'm going back into French. How that she may need to go into more discipline. So I was going to say also that if she can get to sleep earlier, so that she can use that, her her full biological usage of the sleep time, so that when she does wake up, she can wake up without that dream hangover. So it sort of joins up with what Nam was saying. Yeah, yeah, I know when I go to bed after 15 minutes, I got to go to bed.
Just read something today about that, about how from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. are the like most melatonin secreted in the body during that time. So Anna says, I've never gone to sleep before 10 p.m. in my life. This seems almost impossible to change.
Maybe that would be something she will have to work on. Like do it slowly, like set like, okay, I'm going to go to sleep 30 minutes before I usually go to sleep, and then 3 nights later 30 minutes before that, and then 3 nights later another 30 minutes to that, until she gets to the point that it is 10 p.m. There's also this really good, it's called Mary Ruth's Vitamins. It's a night liquid that has magnesium. It has all these really good vitamins, vitamin D, vitamin C, to help you relax and go to sleep. I take it, and I think it's amazing for relaxing the body, so we can actually start programming ourselves to go and sleep early.
I also take a tea at night to go to sleep, and I use Alison McLatchie's Gratefully Rooted. I cannot remember the name of the oil, but it has valerian in it, and that helps me because I had some sleep troubles for a little while, and so I do the abhyanga with probably butchering the Sanskrit with the oil, and also take a tea that she made me, which has a bunch of different herbs, including mugwort, because I want to work in my dreamscape. So I'm like, bring them. Okay. Anna's has a serious or not serious question. Is anyone a hypnotist? I don't know how to get to bed earlier. I think it was kind of a joke, but I don't know. I do owe you a session, Anna, so we can work on it next time if you want. I'm not a hypnotist, but okay. So Carmen has a recurring dream that she really wants some help with. I'm going to bring up. Recurring dream 4 times in a row. I'm boarding a plane. I get on the plane, seat 10H, not 10B, if I'm reading this correctly. Seat 15, seat 71. Oh, so maybe each time, Carmen, is it a different seat? Like the first time 10B, then 15, then 71? I don't understand. And then the last dream, her newborn Stella was boarding with her.
Gia, you're on mute again.
Yeah, I muted it. I'm done.
Oh,
I
okay.
read it all.
I thought you were still going.
Okay, yeah, so she says yes. So each time it's a different seat. Seat 10B, then seat 15, then seat 71, then seat 10H.
I mean, for me, it would be that each number represents
You're freezing, breaking up. I can't hear you.
The 3D plane is the most direct uh, way to get to where you're going. You're not going to take the boat or a plow or something, you know. So that's what got to me, is that she's taking this plane 4 times in a row. So she's obviously in control of her. I mean, I feel she's obviously in control of her destiny. Now the numbers, when they come in, the numbers are just peaufiné. Sorry, guys. They're just making precisions. They're making precisions on her destination that she's decided to go, and directly going there. Those numbers are just giving her little advices for going on the way.
Mhm.
So
I missed
Marni?
whatever Nam said. I got kicked off, but I'm glad that we're still here. Y'all are on mute, but yeah, I got kicked off and I'm back. And that was cool. It's like it happened as soon as Jackson left, so I wonder if he was like holding the frequency for me. I might have to call him back.
So cute.
Ashley says, play those as lottery numbers. Good advice. Okay, let's see.
I would definitely write them down and just maybe, keep them somewhere, because I do believe they're messages or something that is there for her to figure it out. There's something there. Um, I'll give you just a really briefly story about the dude who came up, and I'm from California, so if I use dude a lot, just mind my language. So the dude who came up with the needle actually had a dream about the needle, and he started revising his dreams, and then he ended up doing the needle. So we can use our dreams to actually help us in our future, help us um, develop things, come ideas, be creative. How they invented a lot of eating products and stuff like that was through the dream states, through sitting around in circles and actually speaking out the dreams out loud.
And what's also interesting in what you're saying is that, for example, when we study the water element, which is the emotional element, that's when we plunge into the dream studies. That's in shamanic studies anyway. That's how we dive into the dream states, um, is by becoming water and then feeling the emotions, and then as Marni was saying, in the morning when you wake up, to just get your notepad and have it right there and start writing your dreams out. So that's the process. That's one of the processes that I've used over the years to be able to, really, really be in touch with my dreams and to feel them. And then that brings me into my regular life, where I don't leave that behind. Like, it comes with us because we're so in touch with our dreams, and we're so in touch with our emotions, and we're so, full of that fluidity in movement, that the dreams are so, like you're saying, Shakti, that helps me in my life go further into multidimensional living.
Oh yeah.
Little plug there.
I feel like I want it to be mentioned in like each and every interview. I love it when it pops up. So thank you. So okay, I'm gonna bring another one in. I think this is the one that we were discussing earlier. I'm not sure, from Jenny.
Mm-hmm.
We were in my mom's old house in the kitchen facing the large window that looked outside. We were packing explosives into the sides of the windows to detonate when the people were trying to get in. They were dangerous. My aunt was in the kitchen with me. The whole maternal family was at the house. She was opening the oven and worrying she made too much food. Later, I'm speaking with my mom, and she's telling me that my brother's girlfriend is really upset with me. She said that I was dancing too sexy and it made her uncomfortable. She was really hoping I wouldn't do that again. I was upset by this. She wouldn't talk to me. Then I'm driving a minivan somewhere with people I know, feeling proud about knowing where to go without using technology. Suddenly, I'm going in the wrong direction in a car park and smash my side mirror into the wall. I'm in the mall looking at children's Halloween costumes for my son, who said he didn't want one. I was buying one just in case. There were a lot of tiger and animal print costumes. Whoa. There's a lot going on. I don't know if that was the one. I think the one that we were referring to earlier was maybe a voice message one.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. Oh, what are your thoughts?
So, so there seems to be, for me, an element of fear about meeting new people or situations. Then that the emotional foundation is shaky right now. Like, there's wavering between trusting herself. It's Jenny. Between trusting herself and not trusting herself. So yeah, something about the large window. I don't know. Maybe it'll come later, but there's something about the window. And the kaleidoscopic images in this dream, like, there's a lot of images coming in and out. I think they can she can use those as fragments of a puzzle. So perhaps she can ask her dream body again to go back into the dream and ask to put those fragments together to make, not to direct the dream, but to see what the central image of that is, because I'm just getting a bunch of fragments, like the direction of the car and the way she expresses herself in movement, the costume that she buys that her son doesn't feel he needs, and then perhaps there's some sort of an animal instinct pulling these pieces together. Maybe she needs to bring her, I don't know, maybe she needs to ask when she goes back in for her spirit animal or her totem animal, to take her back and to show. So yeah, that's what I'm getting out of that.
I really noticed all the dichotomy, the paradoxes. Like, I'm buying him something he doesn't think he needs. It's like, I was really happy that I was driving, really proud of myself that I was driving well, and then I crashed. Like, sort of like one thing and then the opposite, one thing and then the opposite. So there's like work with duality or paradox or something like that.
And then there was the dance, the sexy dancing thing, that then there was like shame about it after. That kind of stood out to me. And then, Gia, what you're saying, what I'm kind of receiving is like the animal thing is like the wild self. So there's like the cultural self, and then the wild self. There's like the essential self and the personality self. And it seems like the two are kind of interfacing with each other and presenting themselves. Like, here's like who you are on the outside, and here's who you are on the inside, which is like the animal, like sexy, free, not afraid, you know, being. And then there's all this other stuff on the outside that's showing it to you so that you can see like, oh, that's not all of who I am. There's this deeper part of me that is wild and free and, you know, completely alive.
There's a little divine feminine feel for me in there too.
Yeah, totally.
She says, my spirit animal at the moment is a tiger.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Wild and free.
Did you get anything from that that hasn't been said, Shakti?
No, I think that definitely her feeling kind of, you know, the mother, I feel like the son was there because that mother asked of her how she has to be towards the world, you know, and him not wanting that is just an aspect of her probably not wanting to be this certain way. Because I know we culturally, we want to be like how everyone else is, and I know I went through that stage a lot of times. I want to be like everyone else, you know, the LA mom that drives the hybrid and this and that and perfect food and all that stuff, and then her the shame of wanting to be free of that and having to be stuck in that place. Absolutely.
That's cool. I like that one a lot. So Ashley has one, and I think we'll do like one or two more and then maybe wrap it up because it's 4, it's 10, it's definitely past 10. You're really pushing the boundaries for us. I appreciate it, especially after all that talk about not going to bed after 10.
Yeah.
There is one dream, this is from Ashley. There is one dream I do remember when I have it, and I've had it throughout my life. It's of me walking on a runway at a modeling show and falling, but then I can't get up. So I have to keep doing these weird kind of promiscuous movements to get myself off the stage. It's so bizarre. This makes me think of trauma. Like, I don't believe that she has been sex trafficked, but that's the word that came in my mind when
maybe in a past life.
Maybe.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. That's what it made me think of, like, right away. And something about, I guess, like, in order to get up or in order to function, having to do the promiscuous movements. Maybe that's what it made me, why I put that together.
Did she get back up? Did she say she did? Was she able to get back up?
Yeah, so she has to keep doing the promiscuous movements to get herself off the stage.
Yeah.
So I guess that's why, because it's pretty directly like nod to that. So that's why it came into my mind.
Yeah.
I would just, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Marni.
I mean, I would just wonder what it's a symbol for in her life. Like, you know, I feel like the promiscuous sexual movements might be just a metaphor for something that she's doing in her life that doesn't feel authentic to her. Where like in her life, she's like performing in a way that's not in her integrity. And it's almost like the prostitute archetype is kind of like showing itself, but it's not always about sex. But sometimes that's the sort of image or symbol that it'll use to get our attention.
I feel that. She said she doesn't get back up. She wakes up before she stands up.
Usually when we get back up, that means like that we are going to, you know, it's going to be okay, that we're going to conquer that we're conquering whatever issue there is. So maybe there's some healing that needs to be done there. But again, dreams, while we're dreaming, our subconscious mind is actually healing a lot of things while we're sleeping. So a lot of the things could be that she's just healing that trauma. She's healing that emotion while she's in a sleeping state, and which is good. So sometimes for me, when I have a dream, I'd be like, okay, I dreamed this, and I just keep going because I know that there's this bigger spirit of the divine working through me in my mind, clearing and being that bigger vessel for me.
I feel like too, like sometimes we have to experience the dream to sort of collapse that timeline or dimension or frequency or experience, you know? And so like once we have it or witness it, I feel like so many things for us, once they're witnessed, will then clear. And
Yeah.
a lot of times
let it go.
past lives come in sessions, and it's like, I don't have to do anything fancy to clear it. I just have to say what I saw, and then it's clear. So it's just like that just needed to be witnessed, or just needed to be spoken of, and then it was fine. So something along those lines.
Absolutely.
What do you think? Are you ready for bed, Terri-Lynn?
I'm getting there. Yeah, I'm sort of like, I'm almost moving out. I didn't get the sex trafficking thing. I got exposure, like like I felt like maybe she was being like something happened sometime in some space where she was incredibly exposed in an indecent way. And so I didn't get the sex trafficking so much, but I did get that definite degradation of her person at some point. And I totally agree with I don't know which one of you that said, I totally agree that just going through that several times is the healing process in itself. And talking about it and getting it out in the open, that's the healing. For me, that's the healing process. And as you say, like as you go into your lives, our dreams change our daily behavior so much that as we navigate through life, the healing comes through that, like being open and talking about it. And this form right here, this panel right here is just amazing. I mean, some of these people are going to go away, and I'm so glad for them. Go away, and it's like it's gone. And so, yeah, honor to us and to them, but
Yeah, I'm so grateful this worked out, and to all of you for doing this. Ashley says that makes a lot of sense. So, to whoever of all of us. So, does anyone have any last dreams or questions before we wrap this up today, and we let Miss Terri-Lynn go into her dreamscape and do her thing? You have to like give us a little message on what you dreamed about this night.
Do you want to just mention that one dream that girl had about the ghost or the?
I didn't listen to it, so
okay.
If anybody wants to share it, what they remember about it, that would be great. That would be a great thing to wrap up on, because we can talk about sort of the differentiation between, when there is a being and not. That would be a great thing. So you guys can just give in broad strokes. So someone submitted a dream. That what was the general gist of it? Do you remember?
Yeah, you're on mute now, Shakti.
Go ahead. Sorry, my son just walked in, so I said.
Okay. So what I remember from what she said was that she had recently moved to a new place, and the place that she had moved to was a place where they do permaculture. And so she went to bed, and she dreamt that she woke up, and there was a figure beside her, a figure like some sort of a brown figure, and that tried to hide either beside the bed or underneath the bed, but was trying to hide from her. And then she felt that same entity or whatever it was, that same figure, come and put his hands or her hands underneath her and actually physically lift her up off of her bed. And she woke up, and she said it was so vivid. This is what I remember, so correct me if I'm wrong. Did either of you, Marni or Nam, did you know? Okay, well, this is what I remember what happened. So I'll just go ahead with what came to me immediately, that it was not necessarily a dream, that it was, for me, it was reality. For me, that figure was not in her dream, but that figure was actually present in this place. So she doesn't have to be afraid. I mean, certainly don't be afraid. But for me, at first I was like, an Andromedan or a Lyrian? I don't know which one it was, and I don't even know what they are, but that's what came to me. But it's a spirit that's connected to the land. And so it's not like for me, it wasn't a malevolent spirit. It wasn't some spirit that was wanting bad things to happen. It was just a spirit that is there and that doesn't know how to get out, doesn't know how to go back. And so for me, it was more of a shamanic process or whatever, to help this woman. I don't know what her name was, um, to to allow her to help the spirit to go back, okay, to send it back to the
Kelly?
source. Maybe it was
Kelly, you
Kelly.
think? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Kelly, to and like I can help her with that if she wants. I know Nam Shakti said as well that she has the protection prayer. I have one too. I mean, there's enough resources here to help her get out of that, because for me it wasn't a dream. It was like it was real, definitely.
Yeah, I also felt that it wasn't a bad spirit. As soon as I was listening, I got the vision that it wasn't a bad spirit. But I mean, there's no bad or good spirits. They're just lost, so they want to go home. Yeah, so I think that maybe lighting a white candle and giving an offering and asking it to go home, to go to the light, to go home, could be a way that she could help the soul go home to where it needs to go home. We are light workers, and as light workers, we are going to be working a lot with spirits that are in this place, in this plane, and we came here to kind of help them, push them to go home, because some of them don't know how to go home, and it's part of our work. And being afraid, and I know for me, coming from a really traumatic background, allowing ourselves to get away from that fear state and really pushing ourselves to help them is what we're here to do, most of our work.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I love that. Thank you all so much for being here. Really quickly, Jackson got to pull dragon cards for everyone on the call and really wanted to pull one for you, Marni, because he didn't get a chance to before you came on. So he pulled this one for you before he went away, the Source Dragon card, which is a pretty sweet one. It says, attunes you to the infinite, be still in the silence, magic can happen, be in the moment. So
I love it. Thank you.
Infinity ellipse symbol here on the crown, which is always bomb with Metatron on the crown.
That's so perfect.
So good, right?
I love it.
I promised him that I would share it with you before we wrapped up, and my kids really want to pull some cards later, so we'll probably hop on again later and pull some cards with the group for Dragon Day. So thanks you so much. This has been really beautiful and helpful, and I think people really got a lot out of it, and I'm so glad it was a success. They let us stay online. I'm so glad. So I got to record it about halfway through. This is my usual MO, so I'm working on that. Record in the beginning. So one of these days I'll have a full recording to share with everyone today. So thanks again. Thank you everyone for watching, and have a wonderful day.
Nice meeting you, ladies.
Nice meeting you, beautiful ladies.
Yeah.